Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new Night POV review. In front of us is the new Peugeot 5008. We have a hybrid, to be specific it's a mild hybrid. We have a beautiful white metallic color with the GT trim, so black roof. Now since this is the mild hybrid, this is inside 1.2 pure tech, 136 horsepower. There is also a smaller battery, 0.43 kilowatt hour. Basically helps you when you're slowing down. This is recuperating and charging that battery, so it helps you sometimes run and accelerate smoother on the electric motor and reduce your fuel consumption. It's a front wheel drive. Now this one's a 7-seater. Since I'm not in the geofence zone, the car locked itself. If I come closer, it should unlock itself usually, but I'm gonna unlock it. You can see the puddle lights. Now it does a little gimmick when you lock it and unlock it, so you can see the rear. I'm gonna use the key fob to open it. Now I'm not filming on the other location because it's there's a mosque and it's a Muslim holiday, so the parking lot is completely packed. You can see here the interior space. I have a new camera, so it shares more light inside. I'm gonna close it up with the key fob as well. You can see that. And then once again, if I just press the unlock, just to show you okay, I'm gonna lock it. You can see the turn signals, and if I unlock it, you're gonna see the tail lights. So it does all this dance, and then you can see the cat claws. So beautiful looking. Let's get in the car. Now this is my original filming location, but it's so busy here, I really prefer the other location. It's just like a neighboring neighborhood. Now, let's start the car. You can see blind spot test lights as well. Now, let me just share some light inside. We have these touch lights. And there we go, voila. So very beautiful interior in the GT trim. You get this beautiful 2 displays. They're connected. There's no bezel in the middle, and we have the beautiful ambient lights. Now, well, these are touch, but you have to hit them right. Now, let me just play some music. Okay, there's commercials. Let's see here, radio. Now I want to see a list, perhaps. No, not what I was looking for. Okay, there's some music coming up. I can't play it for too long, you know the drill. But I don't think this is the upgraded speakers. These are the standard speakers, but the sound is pretty good, I would say. Almost amazing. Now, very clear, and I like it. Now we're gonna put full screen. I'm not going to use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. It is standard, but we're gonna use the embedded navigation. And unfortunately, I didn't have time to do a consumption test. So you're gonna have to take this as a reference. So 7 liters on almost 2,000 kilometers. I've driven it during the day point of view. I've dropped to 6.4, and then when I got to the city, I got again close to 8. So we're gonna reset this one. You can see here 8 liters. And we're gonna reset this one. Okay, we're gonna see what's our consumption on this ride. Now, before we get out or start driving, you can see the cameras here, excellent resolution, and mirrors drop down or raise up when you put it to drive. Let's head out. Now, when you see the dials on the Speedo blue, that means we're driving electric. When it's white, it's petrol. So the battery is pretty low now, and the hybrid system will decide on its own when to charge the battery or when to use the batteries, so you don't have to think about that. It's not a plug-in hybrid, so it's just a mild hybrid. Now, with this car, if we're talking about consumption, I believe I can lower it to 5 liters, no problem. Usually, that's what I get. Usually, I'm close to VLTP, but this is like gentle driving. But most of you are a little bit faster drivers, and in that case, what Trip Computer is saying here, 8 liters. Definitely in the city, you're gonna have 8, but I think with no problem you can get to 6 liters in this if you're not heavy-footed, or if you're just anticipating when to let go. And this mild hybrid is really good, and I love it, to be honest. It acts like a plug-in hybrid. You don't have the EV range as on the plug-in hybrid, but you can drive one pedal. See, I've let go, car is slowing down, it's recuperating, and then when I apply the brake, it also recuperates and then it stops. Unfortunately, Peugeot doesn't have the auto hold. That's one thing I'm missing on this car. You need to keep your foot on the brake. Now, I cannot see the traffic light because of this big blind spot. Now, if I move to the side, I might see it, but the camera is slightly lower, and in that case, you might see it, but I don't. Now, I've set everything in the E3008, the electric version. Regarding the interior, it is very comfortable, spacious. Now, this is a 7-seater. It's a classical SUV shape, and it's one of the most popular cars for people who have more than 3 kids and they want to have ISOFIX, or they just want to carry more people. And the 5008 is a very popular car, and with this new generation, I think it's just looking more posh. It's like a higher class, I would say, design-wise, technology-wise. We have the new infotainment. It's faster. It's actually new with the hardware, and software is updated, so we have fast animations. You can see here when we're using power or when we're recuperating, it's like 120 hertz refresh rate on the screen. We have really fast navigation, and I'm really pleased with this car. And what's the best thing, I personally love this, and if you're one of those people who are going to appreciate this car very much, this is super comfortable ride. The suspension is super soft, and good soundproof in the cabin as well. So, and the petrol isn't too loud as well. So it's a great car. Have also great overview, and with the sharp resolution cameras, it's not a problem to park this big SUV. Now, it's very modern looking. You have the wireless charger, so also very practical. And those seats and the first bench on the back is also slidable, so this is also very practical if you're going to do-it-yourself project and you need to put some stuff. I'm trying to remember like a name, but I'm not sure if the name is of this store international enough. But it's like your hardware store. If you go to the hardware store, you can put some stuff in the back because there's a lot of room. Now, this mild hybrid, I really got to say I'm pleasantly surprised, because 136 horsepower on a big SUV, I was a little bit skeptical if that would be enough, but I think it is enough, at least for daily needs as a daily driver. Because of the mild hybrid system, the car just accelerates faster because it has the electric motor, I believe. So because it wouldn't be able to recuperate like this, so it is recuperating back. Energy is being fed back to the battery, and it's recharging itself. So this is almost like the Toyota hybrids. I think not almost exactly. And you can see the battery has quickly juicing up. So it's not a large battery, it's a small battery, but it works perfectly for this system, because when you speed up, it helps, the electric motor helps the petrol spin up faster, and it doesn't feel like a classical petrol. And considering this is a 3-cylinder, it actually sounds good as well when you're driving, but it just speeds up faster because of the electric motor. And it feels like you have a little bit more horsepower. Maybe I would say almost if you had 150 horsepower, but you don't. And considering that this is a large SUV, you really have a good fuel consumption considering everything, because this is a really large SUV. So it's like for European standards, a full-size SUV. And then again, 7-seater. Of course, you can configure it in 5-seat configuration as well, but there's a small maybe difference in the cargo room in that case. But this one, you just fold down the seats and you can use it as a 5-seater as well. But then every time you need the extra seats, you just raise them up. Now, let me just speak at our consumption, although it's just too early to say. We've done 4 kilometers, but 7 liters. I mean, if you're not super aggressive, and I believe this will be just going down, but we'll get to the highway. I'm going to punch it a little bit, just give you a little demo in the sport mode as well, but good performance for such a big SUV, and with everything that I just elaborated about the mild hybrid setup we have here. Automatic, 6-speed automatic, it's, I would say, fine. I don't have any complaints about it, nothing specific that I would need to mention, or that I feel like I need to mention. Brakes are not super aggressive. I would say they're just your standard brakes. They're not too late, but considering that you have the regenerative braking, I use it most of the time. So I'm a Tesla owner and I drive one pedal, and I think that's the best way to drive cars. And this way you're not wasting energy, so you're using it. Because let me explain something. This is going to be example. I'm not sure if you're going to do so many kilometers, but just as an example, I saw a Tesla that did 350,000 kilometers, and I saw a diagnostic on the car's battery, and it recuperated around I think 20,000 kilowatts, and it spent like roughly 40,000 on DC charging, and AC charging about 50,000. So I'm not sure if you're getting the perspective, but to make it simple, by recuperating, you spend a lot of free juice. And in this case, by recuperating, because you have a slightly larger battery, you are saving fuel every time you're coasting, every time you're driving slowly in the city. You're not using the petrol, you're not paying for the gas, you're driving free. And every time you just let go, so even when you are anticipating and letting go on the traffic light, instead of hard brake on the actual brakes, you are saving fuel. Now I've let go, and you can see car is blue, and I can gently accelerate, keep the speed, and it's driving electric because I have enough juice. And then it's a red light, I've already let go, it's recuperating, it's charging the battery. Now I actually apply the brakes because it's not strong enough, it's downhill, but the battery is full, and I didn't spend for this almost 500 meters any petrol. And if you do 100,000 kilometers with this car, or if you keep it longer, 200,000 kilometers, you're gonna save at least like 1 definitely fuel tank, but in reality you're gonna spend save with this at least 1 month of petrol driving, believe it or not, or more. I can't do the math now, to be honest. I'm not that good. I'm a little bit dyslexic, but long term this saves you money, and it feels better to drive as well, better performance. Okay, I feel like I've maybe went a little bit far with this explanation. I've complicated it too much a little bit. Okay, I've let go here. There's no turbo lag, but it just accelerates so nice. Look at this, effortlessly driving. And now if you need to slow down, you just let go and it's feeding the battery again. Now you saw the petrol on this display, it's white, and when it goes off, when it's gone, it's switched off. I'm gonna slow down to 100, and now I'm gently pressing, you can see here blue and white, so the petrol kicked in. Now focus a little bit on the tire noise, soft, asphalt, rough. And it's a good soundproof. Now let me just kick it into a sport mode, although there's a car passing me. I'm gonna wait a little bit, actually it's a van, just a little bit to get some distance. I'm gonna hit it sport. I'm gonna floor it here a little bit. Just want to check the consumption. It was already 8, but okay. Okay, that was a little bit too much. I didn't want to drive that fast, so I'm going to slow down, but my point was for you to hear as well how good this car is soundproofed. And it just accelerates super nice. Kick it back into the normal driving mode. And just for a little demo, we're going to do a drive assist. Now car is in the lane. You set the speed. You set the distance. Far, medium, or near. And it is following the slight bend. There's constructions here, but it's not actually yet, so we'll slow down in time. Now this assist works great. After like 10 seconds, it's going to remind you to keep your hands on the steering wheel, but it's keeping me in the lane, in the middle, so that's good. It's not doing the ping pong thing, which I dislike. But we're gonna move to the left lane, and then you can see again there's a steering wheel here, green. So it works perfectly. There is also a speed limiter as well. I'm gonna switch this one off. Now there's actual construction coming up right here, so I'm going to slow down because this may exit as well. I'm really sorry that I couldn't do the consumption test. I need to return this car to another journalist who just actually lended me the car because the schedule is fully booked. Wow, that's speeding. Schedule was fully booked and I couldn't get it for a test drive for like more days, so he just lended me the car for a few hours, day and night, so I can do this test. And I wish I could spend a little bit more time with this car. It's super comfortable and it's economical for this big SUV. I believe truly that you can get like 6 liters, maybe on open road even 5. Again, if you're a relaxed driver, let's call it that way. I think I did the headlights test outside the city, so I will not go to my route. These are the Matrix LED headlights. I don't think I've turned them on, the Matrix. Actually the long game was on, but there's traffic, so it didn't really engage, I think. As far as I've noticed, maybe on the very end it turned on for a brief moment and went off. See, it's changing light, and I'm just letting go and charging the battery. Now, what's the price for this beauty? 7-seater beauty. I'm not sure if it's the 7-seater price. I checked the price, but I know there's a 5-seater, and then you can, I believe, upgrade to the 7-seat configuration. In that case, the 5-seater 5008 hybrid in Croatia entry price is in the GT trim that we have here, because if you go for the Allure, you won't have those beautiful 2 screens that are seamlessly connected without a bezel. Although this one's touch, this one's not touch screen, but in the Allure it's smaller screens and bigger bezel doesn't look good. 43,000 euros and 445, something like that. But it's relatively expensive or not today if you consider the inflation. But for big SUV and all of this modern technology, I don't think it's that expensive. But again, you're looking at a 7-seater, and I would recommend this car honestly, because go for a test drive, test it for yourself. It's just a super comfortable luxury feeling, or posh feeling, cruising machine, very comfortable, packed with tech, and it's just joy to ride this. For a daily driver, it's amazing. Now, TomTom hasn't updated speeding cameras. There's a speeding camera right on the column it just passed, but there are older cameras, and then the navigation actually warns you. There's a camera and there's a sound as well. This time it's not here, so I'm not sure why is TomTom not updating their navigations. This is like now more than 6 months here. It's not really new anymore. See, now we're driving electric, or we were a little bit. Now we are. Yeah, but with the plug-in hybrid, which I didn't test in this generation, but it did in the previous one, you can force the car with just a gentle acceleration. You can force it to drive electric. Like now, I'm just like gently touching it, and it is going forward. It's being fed by battery, although it's just like quickly going down and then up. But I wouldn't worry about the hybrid. Also, for the regular audience, it's 9:30 now almost, and I'm doing this again because of the timing I have with this car. Otherwise, I usually film much later, so you can see Zagreb traffic that you usually don't see in my videos, because I try to avoid it. You saw that person that was speeding on the highway through the constructions, completely irresponsible driving, and I'm trying to avoid traffic, and it's just safer to drive when there's less traffic. I think I've summoned the whole car, more or less. You can see now we've depleted the battery almost, but we're driving electric at least 2 or 3 traffic lights. So I'm cutting this in. I did try to do sort of a consumption test. I've been driving for almost 20 kilometers. I can tell you it starts stabilizing here. So my lowest was 4.4, but still, if you're below 5 with gentle driving, there's more traffic than usual when I do these tests for the consumption test. But this is already proving as super efficient, more than I've expected. So really great, and I can force it driving electric as well, more than I anticipated. Just when you get to spend more time with the car, you can do a better review, but considering my experience, I think I've summoned it pretty good altogether. Also, you can see now here while I'm driving, the petrol is also feeding the battery sometimes. So it's not just when you're recuperating, it's also when you're driving. When the battery becomes low, it's going to be charged by the hybrid system. Anyways, so you can see here 4.4 is my lowest. Maybe I can even get it to 4.0, but I'm going to return the car. I'm gonna end it in our garage, as the Brits would say, or the garage. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. I did like summon the vehicle, all the pros and cons. Actually, regarding cons, I can't remember there were any, to be honest. I'm always trying to be fully transparent. There was like something in the back making some sounds, but when I adjusted the seats, it was gone. So it's probably like one of the seats that are sliding maybe didn't click in properly. But that's that. Yeah. Now, if you buy this SUV, I don't think you're gonna make a mistake. So it's very practical, and if it's too expensive for you, I'm sure you're gonna be happy after maybe a year or two. This is gonna be a great bargain as well, because French cars, for some reason, don't hold value for too long, and I don't know what to say about that. It's just like here in Croatia, people prefer German cars and they hold value insane, although they're really not that much worth, to be honest. And French cars lose for some reason, and I think that's like generally in Europe like that. But imagine it as if you want a new iPhone and you can afford it. So you can either buy the cheaper version or just wait a year or two and get it used. So that's that. But honestly, if you do have the money, I would just buy the new iPhone, and I would buy this car because it's such an upgrade to the past generation, technology wise. Because look at this screen, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. It's so fast. I already zoomed the entire planet. I mean, recenter, once again, super fast. And we know the past model, it was super laggy. So this one is a big step up. Before I end it here, you can see now if I'm stationary and I don't switch off the petrol, it's feeding the battery. So now it's actually spending fuel in order to charge the battery. But it's not super large, so even if you're stationary, sometimes you're idling your car, the energy would go completely to waste. This time, it's actually feeding the battery, and then you're using that juice again. Our consumption, considering everything going to the highway, started dropping towards 6 liters. So, very economical car. That's that. Thank you for watching. I know this was not my standard type of review, but I'm really so sad I cannot drive this car more. It's a great deal. Okay, one thing, this is just me. I do have long hands, but I think they've switched this one from here. So the automatic, I did like it here, to be honest, but that's really not something of a big critic. It's like just maybe personal taste. That's that. Gonna wrap it up. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more, do subscribe and click the bell to get notified. Usually I come here when the lights are off, so there's no music. I don't want to get a copyright strike, so I'm just gonna do a walk around, keep talking so I don't get a copyright strike. But beautiful SUV, you can see the back end. It really also looks so much better on the outside than the previous generation, and it looks, again, more posh. It looks like a higher class. That's it. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.